Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are the best draft experts. Excited to dive into a virtually full week of NRL footy finally. Oh, feels good. Feels good. Only the Sharkies on by. This is bloody good times, lads. The job man looking sharp and shaved. Hello, good sir.
Hello, mates. Yes, good to have a full round of footy back in the swing of things after last week's schmozzling that the Blues put up. So happy to talk some footy. Looking forward to it, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm bloody flying. Got the health on track and, just Supercoach is trending well, mate. So we just want to keep the momentum flowing. Would love to avoid in-game injury just 1 week this season. But, hey, we still get W's where we can. And may I say, mate, bringing the sexy back is the chod, man. Loving the chop, mate. That's good for me.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Very good, mate. Very good. And speaking of sexy himself, the Bronze Bomber, he's back. Hello, Simo.
G'day, mate. How we going? It's hard act to follow with Toddy with the stone cold look. I'm all about this. It's very good. It's a bit of Breaking Bad in there as well, I must say, with the glasses. So good to see.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I did a comedy show last night, boys, and one of my lines was, I bet you weren't expecting to see Bill from Guess Who today.
Yes.
That's good.
Good.
Thank you.
That's quality, mate. We practiced that one, didn't we? I gave you the heads up.
I did practice it, yes, before last night. Yes, correct.
Wonderful, mate. Excellent.
Tends to do that before he gets on stage.
I was trying to throw in I told him all he knows joke, but we'll leave that behind for now. Leave the jokes to Toddy, maybe. All
Probably
right.
a good idea.
Big Daddy 69, what's happening? Hello, good sir. Good to have you back. He said, did I miss it? Well, don't know, mate. You're here. So obviously you didn't miss this, and maybe you did miss us last week, mate, but it's good to have you here. Slim Cognitos, hello, good sir. Evening, gents. Full round, full potty. Couldn't agree more. Excited to jump into it tonight. So, gentlemen, with only the Sharks on bye, they're a very important team this week, folks. Look, shouldn't have any real roster squeezes at this point. But, yeah, Sharkies are going to be huge for the next round. And, the last week of relevance for Braden Trindle potentially for those who've been writing that, because with Nico back in there, nervous times. All right. First game of the round, and I'm just going to really address the big news this week that is disappointing for any real rugby league fan, but also probably not that surprising. We were a podcast that were the rare one that at least suggested that trading Latrell at the peak of his powers was probably a pretty bloody good idea because he's never made a full season. If you're an owner now, you're in some strife. It's like Bunnies potentially dropping out of contention. Simo, is the rest of their team good enough just to sneak into the 8 probably?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's debatable, to be honest. I'm of the opinion that they are still like a bottom 8 team. They've got too much talent there I know that they've got Ashton Ward that's like a young half, and Cody Walker's on the other end of his career, but like I think that can still work, provided that Fafita and sort of Tallis Duncan and Koloamatangi, I should say, as long as they also do their job. But yeah, they're definitely in danger now of slipping away, because obviously Latrell Mitchell's going to be a massive inclusion of that team and just carries them a lot of the time. So yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, because like this is not one of those times that you love to be right on a call, but yeah, we did sort of say that a while back, and like a lot of people out there, it would have been hard to frame a market for him. I get that, but yeah, I mean, if you didn't, you're certainly regretting it now. And obviously, if you were someone that did sell for a Mott, then you're on the other end of it, and you're probably loving life because you've just made a great call and you're proven to be right on.
So only bringing that up, listeners, not to, we put our hand up when we get it wrong. We like to also occasionally acknowledge when we're on the right money. Just bring it up as a cautionary tale for seasons to come, that those injury-prone players have that title for a reason. You sometimes fluke it with Turbo circa 2019, where he just stays fit and wins your league, but they don't happen that often. And usually when get a haul when they're flying high is a pretty good play. So, look, Todza, I'm on board with Simo, probably bottom of the 8. The reason I asked, mate, is the Latrell. If you're not a Latrell owner, and you have pretty much locked up, say, a top 2 finals berth. Team is looking otherwise pretty spectacular, and we've got our league of records got a dude who's flying high. Do you still think right now you could get him for a song, mate? Is it worth the? Let me think. Maybe trading someone in the buy round. I got a great name for you, Tots. Ronaldo Mulatalo is more valuable in round 18 than he is any other week of the season. Also on buy this week. Would you, if you were flying high and you got Mulatalo as your 3rd, 4th CT dub, would you trade him for a Latrell in the hope that he comes back to a bunny side who's trying to hang on to the bottom of the 8?
Yeah, I think I would. Like in that scenario, as a Mulatalo owner, like if I was to go and pick up Latrell for Mulatalo, take the risk and I'm flying high, I think it's worth it. But like if I'm sitting mid-table, I'm fighting, or like I just see an opportunity and I'm not really that one person in the league who is flying, I don't think it's worth the risk. Like I'm a big Latrell fan, but like, do we expect him to be back before SuperCoach finals anyway? Like it's soft tissue with the Latrell. Like it's, for me, it's like, what are we? How many weeks are we away? 7 weeks away?
There's a bit to go, Todd. I think if it's only 17, so you've essentially got 9 if you include the 26 for most people's grand finals.
Yeah.
I've got the maths right. So there is time. That's the thing. It's just the risk of re-injury or in-game injury in a grand final now becomes enormous with all the injuries he's got. And a calf, like seriously, a calf with a man of his, his size, far out. That's scary.
I think the only scenario where I'd be looking to trade Latrell, like I said, I'm a big Trell fan, but if I was in those top couple of guys who were flying, locked into finals, and had someone like Ronaldo that is pretty valuable in round 18, I could get away with it. Apart from that, like if you're fighting or you just see an opportunity, I just don't think so. I don't think he's even. I would be very surprised if he's like any value during finals for you.
Yeah, I'm firmly. It's weird. It's probably, as someone who was very strong on the sell, I now think he's a great opportunity just to get for a song for a 1-for-1 for someone that needs wins now. So I absolutely love the stash, and the timing might just line up for a little finals run and grand final win for our draft listeners. Couple of regulars. Simo, I'll let you take this one, mate.
G'day, Cal.
G'day, guys. Love the dome, Toddy, says Cal. His number 1 fan. Love your work, Cal. My man, Will Cluck, gentlemen, mentioned him a couple of times. He's a regular messenger, just to ask for a few little things about the world of SuperCoach in his first season. It really is insane. Like at some point, Will, if you want to document all the shit, it's just everything that could have gone wrong. His buy round next week, for example, gentlemen, in an experienced league, he versus the only guy who has a full complement versus his own. Just stuff like that. It's been all year. Injuries, it's nuts. So he's trying to hold out to not finish last, and I'm proud of it. Big Daddy straight up. We will absolutely cover that one a little later on, mate. So we just say to our listeners, because we give such a detailed analysis of each game, if you can just hang on for us for when we get to the Tigers game, mate, we can have a look at that and also recommend any other waivers that might be a little better than Sione Fainu. All right. We will we'll rip it off like a Band-Aid, mate. We'll address this one. Look, I feel for you because we actually technically don't know if you're a genius, and what looked a very lopsided trade to us straight up. It really went badly because of buys. Just to quickly mention, he should have been pulled in the first minute. He played 10 more minutes with what was very obviously a concussion. That was a bad one. That was not a good look for the game again. But Todd's up. Talk us through it, mate, because there was a bit of chatter in the listener league. What were the thoughts?
I mean, first and foremost, definitely not collusion. There's no way I would any integrity. I don't know. Just want to take a chance on Cooper Bye, I guess. I didn't think it was as crazy as everyone's making it out to be. Sold Tamari Munn to the guy who needed a halfback. I thought Cooper Bye this week was going to go bonkers, and I needed just a 2RF. I had a couple on bye. I had Murray out. I had another 2RF. I can't remember who else out. So I just needed a plug gap for the week. Took a chance on Cooper Bye. I'm well aware it's not like the greatest trade of all time because Tamari Munn come out and score like 107 or something, but is what it is. Definitely not collusion. I will still win the league, sis. I'm not doing to say, Cooper Bye got taken off after 10 minutes,
he got knocked out literally first run of the game, which really sucked. But yeah, all right, fair enough. It seemed like one of the more lopsided trades, and he probably could have got a bit more for tomorrow, to be honest.
Probably.
But hey, we all drink for our first time, Timo. So.
We do.
Oh boy, howdy, and I had a few.
Started out bad and only got worse. About what was it, like 2 minutes into the game?
Boy.
God.
Listeners, can I say there was a few messages I sent straight through asking if you were genuinely okay, Todd. And I messaged you and pretty much just said, mate, had a sneaky few, old son. That was as far as it got. So.
Very funny, very funny.
BDE briefly, mate. G'day, mate. BDE briefly became a politician's press conference. Yeah, it was. I was like your advisor, trying to justify no collusion. You just lost your brain.
Definitely not collusion, unless you mean about the 4,000 pints I had.
And listeners, for those who aren't in the league, make sure you realise he didn't trade him to either Simon or I. Let's just make sure we're not going there to try and stop us paying for someone's jersey. I mean, it would be nice, but it's a fair and square. So, Todd's up.
Won't live that one down.
Okay, mate. I was very worried about you. I'm glad you're okay, mate.
Won't live that one down.
All right, got that. We ripped that off. I wasn't planning that to come up so early, but worried.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did because, man,
it's good.
Brilliant
we've all had shockers, mate, and we've all traded for our first time. So well done. You've got there. The Rabbitohs then become very interesting. Simo, Latrell Seagwalt, now with the news with Latrell, he goal kicks. He's got that unusual eligibility, which for draft makes him, at minimum, a crazy good bench stash. But you've also got you got to find a way to start him if you can. He is actually pretty good at football.
Yeah, he's been going really well. It's one of those ones, there'll be lots of people out there that you could do with Latrell Seagwalt, especially next week in the bye round.
Yeah.
So, he could be one of those guys that is a pretty highly traded player in the next couple of weeks. If not this week, but definitely next week, just because, a lot of people who picked him up would have picked him up with, covering, for me, for example, in our league, I'm the Nico Hines owner. Or Nico owners would have done a similar thing, looking for the halfback spot. And now that Nico's back, you're obviously not going to play Seagwalt over him. So you will this week, but next week you won't. So that's sort of something that could be happening quite a lot out there in leagues, just with sort of the injuries that have occurred there. So Seagwalt's going to be just one of those players that, isn't for everyone because obviously he's playing CT Dub and isn't eligible there, but halfback, fullback is definitely a pretty interesting duel to go and look for. So, something to sort of note out there in your league.
I think he's, as you said, Simo, probably owned, but if available for waiver, just with that news for obvious reasons, it's no genius to work out he should be waived. He'll do a wonderful job if you need flex, fullback, or halfback, and I really love him goal kicking in this particular matchup myself. So, get on that.
There would have been some league, not many leagues, but some leagues could have dropped him just this weekend, just gone, because we did know, Latrell Mitchell was firming to play. All signs pointed to Latrell Mitchell coming back to that left edge. Seagwalt maybe going to the right for a while. But, not many people would have dropped him, but I could see scenarios where he may have been just in sort of some certain circumstances, but it's sort of, I guess it's fortunate for the Seagwalt owners that the Latrell Mitchell news came out during lockout. So if you held him throughout the weekend, then you've obviously still got him on your roster.
Yeah, roster squeeze drops based on that news. I can see that. Some low-hanging fruit really quickly. Jai Gray obviously covering 18. He's a pretty good sort of your second fullback. You wouldn't want to be relying on him. Just doesn't quite have the upside, but as someone who can absolutely, in the right matchup, do you a job. I hope you're not relying on Will Kennedy as your fullback, but if you are, Jai Gray, decent option. Cody Walker, he's just going to be maintained somewhere around that 5 to 12, 5/8 of the week with a surprisingly decent floor. So if he's out there, go grab him. Aside from that, Brandon Smith, not interested. Keon, I think, Todd, we mentioned him just as a sneaky little buy window. I still think that buy window is still there, and I do actually expect a bit of a run another buy round under him to give that knee a rest. He's looked progressively just that little bit better, showing a bit of attack, and he's actually getting the ball at the try line. I still think the buy low window is there for Keon.
Yeah, owners might not be too happy with what he's put out so far, but like it is trending up. I think like what was it 2 weeks ago, like a 68 or something, like 69, something like that, and it's played the full 80 though, so hasn't been the Keon that we wanted of last year, but still probably it might be a small block buy low, but the name does hold quite a lot. So
Yep. The rest of it, Ewan Aiken. So this is an interesting one. With Murray there, this is the full complement, and you know that Wayne Bennett loves a bit of Ewan Aiken, especially defensively. I get it. Like, he's not the worst real-life player. Unfortunately, Tozra, I will stick with you for this one, mate. Well, you and I have never been the biggest fans here, but respect on the name, he's probably the guy that needs to be low-end wavered if you need a 2RF, right?
I think so. Like, this is probably going to be an 80-minute spot with Fifi probably going to be getting a little bit of a rest. Doesn't always play 80, so it does look like an 80-minute spot, and we've seen him on the edge produce scores, so I do think he is definitely a waiver.
Yeah, and minimum, obviously, wonderful coverage through the bye. And Simo, I'll go to you, mate, because we are Tallis Duncan truthers if ever there have been two men.
Yeah.
He has still done well in the centres, right? Of late, he's found a way. Just, there's a floor game coming more of like 45. He's going to get dual eligibility, but I think it's a mirage, and I think I'd be looking I'm a sell, and I would talk up the dual eligibility to the buyer.
Yeah, like I guess the big thing's going to happen if or when Jack Whiten's available. Like, we knew that he had that. I think it was a broken arm Jack Whiten had. It was something. It was pretty serious, but
rough injury. Yeah,
he's probably been gone now for the best part of a month, so maybe even longer. So
NRL.com says round 18, boys.
See, maybe I've gone. That's a really good point, Simo. I wasn't aware Whiten was that close to return. I'm probably wrong then, because surely Duncan just outs Aiken on an edge. And I can't, Jackie Whiten's loved by Wayne Bennett, and in fairness was playing great footy at the start of this year. You might be right. Maybe I've gone early on the sell.
But does he come back in for Latrell Seagwell though?
That is
would they rather run the rookie and have Tallis Duncan, who's been fine out in the centres, and run some experience at 12 and the back row with Ewan Aiken? It's really could go either way, I think.
There is one aspect of that actually works in favour of Tallis Duncan going back, and that is Seagwell is the only goal kicker left for this club, right? Who would goal kick here?
Ashton
Ward, didn't he goal kick last year?
Yeah. He did. Simo, he did goal kick last year for a bit.
How did it look? Did it?
I remember he's okay.
Yeah, he was fine.
Okay?
He was fine, but obviously, like, Seagwell's shown he's a very, very good kicker. So
he gets him sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Ward was fine. He was very serviceable, but I think you've got to assume that Seagwell to keep the spot for the kicking. So kicking sake, surely.
And that's the thing, performances have been genuinely really good. So that works in favour. So fair to say, listeners, I like the argument, the counter-argument from the men. I'm probably dropping the sell, because if you can get a dual-eligible Tallis Duncan, who's playing 80 minutes in the back row but eligible in CTW, you're pretty happy about life. Hello, Matt Gillett. Oh, Cal, just reading your message, mate. Cal says, drop Seagwell to make a full team last week, but held Fuller instead, kicking myself now. Yeah, I get it, mate. The roster squeeze stuff. Try and get him back. He'll be good. All right. I think the bunnies are super relevant here, gentlemen. I really do. Coming off the buy round with the buy round coverage next and run home, I think they're a good option. Over to the Eels. Look, Moses is back and Ronald Volkman, everyone's favourite plug and play. Volkman, at least for those in deeper leagues, is back in the preferred position for SuperCoach. He stunk as a halfback. It's not his position. 5'8", he actually did a little bit, and I think he is an okay if you are breaking glass in the case of emergency to bring him in. Moses back, I'll be honest, Simo, I'm going to stick with my preseason call. No interest whatsoever in Mitch Moses, SuperCoach.
One of your best, mate, I must say. You're all over this one. I was the opposite. I was sort of a bit keen on Moses, and couldn't have been proven more wrong. It's a point now where, I mean, unless you're a Braden Trindle at halfback or Hines at halfback owner, then you probably, or if you run Adam Reynolds for some reason and he's now injured. There's not that many. Like, honestly, like, the fact that we're sort of going here sort of is all you need to know. Like, Moses is pretty much just a waiver guy now, right?
I think he is, mate. Like, couple of things. I think it was kind of proven for those who are pretty strong on Ethan Strange holding his position. Mitch Moses, 0 run threat in that Origin game was just like having a guy who, oh, wow, he kicked the ball long in this game. Like, can you please tell me, Tonza, we spoke about this. That is kind of how I heard it argued, Nathan Cleary needs help with the long kicking game. Why? Nathan Cleary's got an outstanding long and precise boot on him. Ethan Strange is a ball runner and probably one of the most elusive we've got in our game. Also, what a physique on Ethan Strange. He is a freaking unit, that kid.
Hell of a hog he is.
He's got it. He's bloody got it, mate. Mate, just to quickly touch on that Origin, that was a very poor. That was the worst the selection Laurie made, in my opinion. And there were many that weren't great.
Fuck, I don't want to sit here and bag Laurie every fucking week. But see, like, what a game plan. You know what we're going to do? We've got the best prop in the world. Let's not try and win the middle. Swing the ball on third tackle. When does that work in Origin, you fucking
It doesn't.
This is me off so much, dude.
It doesn't, mate. And with a halfback.
Moses, like,
no run threat.
No run threat. Do you know who's good at what they do? Nathan Cleary, when he gets to play the fucking fiddle, let him do it. Like, I don't get it, man. And Ethan Strange in the first game was awesome.
Outrageous talent. Yeah, it's yeah.
And then you drop while we're on Origin, you drop Hamole, right? And then you get one of the best hole runners in the game, and Dylan Lucas. You never find him. You don't find him once in a game. What are we doing? He's so crap, Laurie Daly. Stop coaching. Go away. Go to England or something.
I like it, mate. And also play Dylan Lucas on the right-hand back row that he's just hasn't done in his career. It's just not his position. He's a left-hand back rower. It's pretty bonkers, mate, like to put up that. That's your one job over a 12-month window, and that's what you do. So I
don't care if Queensland come out and beat us and we to beat us like that and play like that, and that's the game plan, like, what are we doing? It's so crap.
It doesn't make sense. And I sent to you boys, I didn't get any love in the chat, but even Utukamanu at the moment, the form he's in for Melbourne, he's much better than AFB.
Yep.
Like, I don't think it's even close, to be honest with you, in terms of go forward. So just strange stuff. But that's our little sideways vent. I appreciate coming along for the ride there, Todd. The Eels here, Simo. I've got two names, mate, that I actually genuinely, with the 18 buy in mind, and to be honest, year-to-date average, Brian Kelly and Jordan Samrani, I'm absolutely fine firing up as a 2RF, at CTW. And Samrani, if you're desperate for a bit upside at 2RF, in a bye week especially, mate, they're low in waivers for me this week.
Yeah, it's fair. Very, very fair. I mean, Samrani, we've mentioned a few times as a waiver guy, especially during the buys. And, yeah, Brian Kelly, someone that's probably more owned than Samrani is. So, yeah, both of those guys are going to be pretty decent starts next week.
The Fox, I'm not keen on, Simo, to stay with you, mate, because previous seasons you could back on Dylan Brown, finding him on that left edge and really hitting him on that beautiful cutout ball that he's really good at. I'm not backing Volkman to do it enough, and I certainly don't back Moses to switch the sides of the field at the moment. I'm out on the Fox, and I love the Fox, mate. One of my favourite players to watch, but no.
Oh, he'll find his way to tries, but the thing with Fox, we've always known that he needs multiple tries to sort of be really relevant in Supercoach, and there'll be games. It's hard to pick when. Like he's still such a freak, the Fox, where he'll get an intercept or a ball bounce his way, or someone will toe one ahead, and he'll just.
Sure.
Yeah, there was that week where he got that grubber in behind. Was it Braden Burns, where he just he'll still do those things, but in terms of the creative work for the Fox, it's probably not going to be there.
It's not good enough. He's still. I'm not saying he's washed at all. He's still fast as. He's still scheming, but. Funnily enough, Simo, of all the matchups, I could see him against Ed Cossey doing something this week, but I still, for longer term and bye-week coverage, I'd rather Kelly or Samrani, personally.
Yeah.
So,
jeez, that's the bloody hair in the tortoise there, isn't it? Oh my God.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a hell of a tortoise. Holy.
Boy. That's a thick boy tortoise right there. Other options here, Katunga would not have been dropped. Interesting case being made for Talon De Silva, who we are not fans of, Todza, real life. Might actually sneakily just be doing enough to be low-end relevant in the worst position. Hooker, I don't even look at the stats. I can tell you for free, it has never been this dire. The Pascoe demise with Verrills coming off. Freddie Lussick's getting minutes taken from Cogger.
Yeah. Wow.
Cookie is cooked. Grant off the bench. Starling's getting minutes taken. Boys, I'm literally going to potentially suggest to our league next year, because I hate the position so much, and I've thought about this for NFL in tight end. You draft a team of hookers, and you get the combined score at hooker for a team. So we can just put it to the side and piss it off. It is
wait, what? Explain that again. You draft,
for example, you pick the Titans, right? You draft the Titans as your hooker position. You get the combined score of both hookers for the 80-minute performance and just put it away. Forget about it. So you can all score 50 together and think, you beauty, how good is this?
Yeah, right. Like the defense in NFL. That's pretty actually. I'm actually open to it, dude.
I'm sick of it. It's just terrible watching your hooker play 45 minutes and get axed and then not come on. Reed Marnie's cooked now with Sony. Look, it's just disgusting.
That brings in a big element of luck, though, which we try and eliminate in our league.
Yeah, and that would really hurt Harry Grant's value, to be fair to Harry Grant.
It does, but honestly, fuck Harry Grant if it means that the rest of it is you can have 1.5 times if you draft Harry Grant. Point is, it is a debacle, gentlemen. Like, I'm going to tell you, listeners, if you've got the ability to run an AE in your league in the finals, you bloody run an AE for hooker unless you are the Harry Grant or the Brayley owner. That's it. Maybe JMK.
JMK, yeah.
But Plath, even then, are we guaranteed that JMK is having a slightly dusty game like Pascoe did? And let's be fair, Pascoe needed to be hooked. He was getting trampled. You can see grand final, Todza. You run JMK, gets trampled twice, hooked after 42 minutes for Plaffy. You'd vomit.
Yeah, true. But I like the Harry Grant shout, so that's actually good.
Anyway, just my thoughts. So for the rest of it here, Moretti, no. Yes, see, Cal, you are absolutely all over this, mate. You're forgetting the best hooker of all AE. We don't allow that in our league, Cal. We make it so you must actually start a player that was named in Team List Tuesday. Otherwise, you don't get the points. But if you can run an AE, run it for hooker. Holy shit. There's a little vent. Saran, our man's on. How long is Trell out? Also, good day, Cal. 4 weeks, the wonderful NRL physio suggested, but I mean, soft tissue, calf injury, I wouldn't be backing it myself. And Cal also says, g'day, Saran. All right, moving on. Kelmer, if he's dropped, pick him up.
Fuck off. Kelmer.
Pick him up. There's nothing wrong. I'm not going to go hard on him unless you respond like that. Oh, Jesus. You know who I'm going to mention next? Nari Tuala back in the centres. You'll love to see it. Get him in there. Won't survive the Cecil Wanga line, unfortunately, but he'll be a good run this week against the Titans. Connor Tracy, have to bring it up, gentlemen. Maybe a bit of a rocket getting dropped. Has found a bit of SuperCoach form all of a sudden in the last 2 weeks. Simo, he's not going to make the Cecil Wanga line either. We know this, but you probably need to start it this week. If you got flex or you need a fullback, he's probably pretty good, mate.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up pretty well there. I mean, there's an eye towards next week that you just mentioned about, it's probably not going to be someone that you carry. So, if you're needy this week, then sure, go for it. But probably going to let it go to the keeper more often than not.
Gentlemen, the narrative that I've read is that apparently the Stephen Crichton move to 5/8 just led to this Bulldogs team looking sharp and slick. Look out, league. It was just as munted as it has been all season. It was really tough to watch. Critter ran into corners, didn't really seem to have the timing down. I know he's just come into the position, but do you think it's cruel? I'm going to stay with you, Simo. We have wanted this man with superlative skills when he was a little slimmer like admittedly he's put on the bulk as a centre now, but can he not have had a crack at fullback?
Don't even start me, mate.
It's crazy, right? It's actually crazy.
Like, we saw last year, albeit in only very small sample size, when they're in attacking sets, they had Critter and Tracy swap for that very small length of time, which I've referred to many times on the podcast because, boy, howdy, have I taken that little glimpse of hope and run with it for a very long time, hoping that Ciraldo would see it. But, they've re-signed Connor Tracy, and I get it. Connor Tracy does fantastically well for what he is capable of doing. Like the 300-meter games, every so often he'll just have the game he had on the weekend where he has that many runs and that many carries. He's around the ball enough. He's an effort player where he'll get line breaks eventually and have these big stat lines. But, the whole Burton and Critter thing, swapping them over, to me, it's really just masking what the real issue with the Bulldogs is, and that is Connor Tracy and should not be the fullback there. I don't care if you – I've heard even some people say that give Matt Burton a crack at one. Like,
I don't hate it.
I'd never really considered it myself, but over Connor Tracy, I would honestly do it because, their attack is just so clunky. At the moment, it's just Critter and Burton trying to do stuff between themselves, which doesn't work when you got no fullback out the back of that. Like it's not under eights where you can just pass it along the line and score. You just need a bit more there, and I'm definitely not a Dogs fan by any stretch of the imagination, but mate, seeing them keep persisting with this attack is just mind blowing. It's seeing Saran in the chat here. Any Dogs fans out there, the fact you got to sit and watch it every single week, and just Ciraldo coming from a Panthers system where they had Dylan Edwards, and now got the similar mold of Connor Tracy and expecting him to do what Dylan Edwards can do. They're just not the same player. They're similar skill sets, but they're not the same player. And so, and this is a great point from Meso. As soon as Kiraz went to fullback, you saw the Bulldogs attack transform. They just need to do something in that position, whether it is Kiraz, whether it's Critter, whether it's Burton. No, I just don't think Ciraldo's going to do it because he just loves 30 carries for 300 meters from Connor Tracy. And they're pretty sort of hollow stat lines, to be quite honest. Well, at least from where I'm coming from. Supercoach-wise, yeah, sure, Connor Tracy, whatever. But, yeah.
Yep.
Geez, do something.
I think for Kiraz owners, the strain, the shame is it's that injury, Todzo. This guy's playing with a torn calf from all reports, 2 centimeter tear. We spoke about it. Looked like he was absolutely cooked about 2/3 of the way through the game. You're like, he's torn it more. That's him done. Season's over. I'm sticking with it. Kiraz is the firmest sell high. Oh, my Lord. You are.
Yeah, mate. You told me about the Kiraz thing last week. And big fan of you. Cool to sell. Yeah.
I don't even care if he somehow plays out this season with this injury. Now, keep this in mind, listeners. Do any of you really think with this Critter move to 6, they've lost their best forward by a mile? Satili Tupanua going down is brutal for draft owners as well. He's been outstanding. Can you tell me who the go forward is in this side? Because it's not Harry Hayes, Max King, and Leo. Fine, right? It's not. This is trouble, big trouble. Now, I saw Preston's loitering in the extended, so owners obviously he's not going to be out there in any competitive leagues, but owners are sweating on that. But I don't know, man. I'd sell Preston too, particularly if I needed a win next week. Try and sell on the name to get something better. I don't have faith in this attack, and I think the upside is no good. This is an interesting bit of news from Cal. So the word with Kiraz, the limping last week wasn't calf related. It was due to a new cut on his shin. Okay. Wow. I mean, I still don't think it changes how I feel about it personally, but I guess it's possibly was okay. Jeez, it looked more than that. Wow. Anyway, won't argue with him. Will Cluck, it wasn't clunky with Sexton. Oh, how they wish they could turn back that clock and keep Toby Sexy in there. He was doing all right. And really quick, this is a cool topic, listeners. Love you buying in. Rudest part of the whole position switch. They waited just a long enough. Yeah, mate, Simo, you are the owner of Critter. This torpedoes his value, in my opinion, for Supercoach. What does it do?
Look, I know it's not great, but I mean, he hasn't been having a good season anyway. So, like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, how much worse could he have been at centre? Like, I honestly just think it's like if this was just normal, it's like it might drop him. I agree, it does drop it, but I definitely wouldn't use the word torpedo. It's like
okay. So how about this? It drops his floor in a tough matchup at 5'8" to scary low, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
All right. Over to the Titans. They are showing a bit of SuperCoach promise here. Philip Sami keeps on keeping on, and I say good on the Dragons, Todzer. He's looked bloody brilliant the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, fair play to him.
He's a good player. De Groot on the wing. Kinney. Just looking here, mate. Zane Harrison, look, got to mention it. The kid did score plenty, iced the game. Surely too early to expect consistency from him at halfback SuperCoach, right? Don't overreact.
Free agent stash if he's out there and see what happens. But look, a couple of games before that, not great.
The Cooper bye truthers, mate. Todd, to stay with you. Chrissy Randall is the replacement, mate.
Yeah, beauty. How good's that? On your Cooper bye, mate.
Surely do some more. And bugger off, Sam Verrills. You hurt me this year, mate. Ollie Pascoe, real quick. Simo, as an owner, as a truth, as someone who knows that he's bloody talented, that defensive effort was very concerning. Put it this way, I don't think he's cooked, but he would want to line up defensively in the first half of this game this week.
Yeah, it's only telling, isn't it, whether he bounces back or not. He would have got a rocket on the weekend.
Yeah.
There is a window there. Not necessarily saying I agree with it, but there definitely is a window there that you could look to buy him after this sort of dud week, because if he does end up, like, assuming you can get him for cheap enough, but you might not from owners too. But because if things were to fall your way and he gets a rocket from Hannah and he comes out this week and gets sort of 60, 65 minutes again. Like, you're probably not going to get 80, but yeah, you might get 65, 60.
Well,
it could go okay for you, but yeah.
I'll trade you the Dragons hooking unit for Pascoe, mate. How's that sound?
We're a huge little guy.
Just quickly, mate. I'll say this. It's I like you presenting the counter for the little sneaky buy low, because the messaging was he was due to come back on, but other injuries and rotations kind of robbed that from happening. Now, believe that as you will. If that was accurate, I think your 60 minutes still has him in the top 4 hookers rest of season. So I see you, mate. I see where you're going.
That's if you believe that. I honestly think he was hooked because he was playing shit.
He was getting hammered. Absolutely.
But on the counter, though, I mean, what he's shown the 3 weeks prior to that, you can't put that back in the bottle. Like,
agreed.
He's whatever Hannah saw in him, he was pretty bloody good for a fair while there. So you'd hope that a good coach like Hannah just says, "Look, mate, this is what you need to work on. Stick with you."
Now or never game here, Todzer, for the Broncos on Friday night, mate. This is it. They lose this, they're done. That season. See you later. It'd be too late, mate. They'd be falling too far behind these. Even like Bulldogs getting a couple of wins and stuff around them. Like they need it really badly against a good team. And then I look down at who's playing in the halves. Tom Duffy and Ben Hunt. Wow.
That's going to be a fun time.
You want to talk about a lack of run threat? Like, what the hell? How is that the best a reigning premier has to offer? This has gone spectacularly badly, man. I got to say, Payne Haas will still do his thing for this team. Will he be the offensive juggernaut we're hoping for? Probably not. I think they're going to struggle to score points with this side, mate. This is terrible time.
Yeah, they would need that Reece Walsh to become the Reece Walsh of those last 8 weeks of SuperCoach last year, or like the season last year. That's what they would need here. Payne Haas, incredible during Origin, by the way. He's so good. But yeah, I think the Roosters are on some fire at the moment, so this could be a bit of a cricket score.
Yep, and a celebration, says May. So Ben Hunt, 1-year extension signed today. I love Ben Hunt, loved his career. That is mind-blowing. Like, I don't understand it at all.
Are we just going to? We've already gone past the Bulldogs. We're not going to mention Josh Curran here. Like he's a pretty
good shout, Simo. That's no. I think I missed that commentary as well. Mr. CBB, welcome back, good sir. Take it away, Simo.
Oh, I mean, at the end of the day, like I think he's a high waiver, right? Like,
yeah.
Tupanua gone for 8 weeks. I know Preston's coming back, but I mean, Jamin Salmon's one of those second rowers. Like it's Salmon and Curran. Like I know it sucks because we've seen Salmon play ahead of Curran for whatever reason, but I'll tell you what, like that game a few weeks ago where Curran played, I think it was like 75 minutes plus on the edge, scored like a 70 plus in SuperCoach. Like play him at front row. I think he's like a pretty decent enough shout. Like I wouldn't go top 3, but anything past that, like I think he'll be good for like a decent amount of time here, especially as a front rower. So I think he's going to be mentioned in the waiver podcast here, lads.
Odds up. I've got an opinion on this. I want you to buy in because this was a good point out by CBB, and thank you, Simo, for pointing this one out. Todd's Curran, are you as firm as Simo?
Yeah, I think it's a good shout by Simo. I do. I think everything Simo said is pretty much how I feel about Josh Curran, and I'm happy to see him get a lot more minutes because he's such a good player, and we've seen him like produce for SuperCoach when he's been getting the minutes too. So yeah, really excited for that one. I actually can't believe I went past that one. That's a good pull by you, Simo.
He's definitely not a rest. He's not a rest of season guy. That's the knock on Curran. It's like and that's what holds you back from going super high in waivers for him. But I know they don't play the bye round next week, which is also another cross. But like, yeah, if he plays as your number 2 front rower this week, and then say next week you end up that obviously that's the issue. Do you hold him? Do you not? If you do hold him, you get a couple more weeks out of him after that. Like if he pumps out all right scores, and to me that's worth like a number 5 waiver or down.
Yeah, good shout.
Flat hard no for me. Free agent FRF. The bye coming up, the lack of faith Serrato has in him, the fact he's moving on, and historically he has run into all sorts of ways to not play 80 minutes for the Bulldogs. It's been a signing that just hasn't worked. I'm going to go with historical no for me. Way too risky a start. Yeah. Fantastic argument, Simo. Everything you've said we've tried to make for the man before, but it just has never really worked out for him. Yeah, that's 70. He'll do that occasionally, but just when you need him to step up and get you 55 plus. And yeah, Mr. CBB all over this one. Kick our back in a month's only short-term play. Big Billy Kicks will be a very interesting pickup for teams very shortly. So, yeah. That's why I love it. Difference of opinion. So, just on the Bronx, guys, like, I'll be honest, I was very firm on the Reece Walsh run home last year. It was a lot of listeners got on, and it led to some titles. But I'm going to say, guys, it's dead. Concept gone. I'm not there. There's just too much uncertainty in their halves. I don't think his talent is amazing, but he'd have to be running with confidence behind, the outside backs as well. Grant Anderson and Jesse Arthurs. Arthurs is out of position a lot of the time, as is Anderson. Like, you can just shut him down. They can key on him. If I could trade, I would go the opposite. I'd go as hard to say if someone believes Reece Walsh is going to repeat last year, I'd trade him for a better option myself. Tots?
For me, Reece Walsh, I do think he's not going to have that same run as last year. I don't know about trading him, though. Like, what are you getting back? Because he hasn't been great either.
Oh, he has value, mate. Like, the SuperCoach, he just has value. You can convince someone of the run last year. You can talk about, obviously, Carrigan coming back. And surely you get Reynolds and Mam, or at least Reynolds back. But they're no certainties, and it's Ben Hunt, mate. I do not think Ben Hunt should be playing NRL in the halves in 2026. He will clog up the lanes. He was terrible for Walsh when he was there at the start of last year even. I said it on this potty many times. And Duffy doesn't run the ball. So why would defenses care about what they're doing on the inside? There's no run threat. I don't see it.
Fair.
The rest of it, Xavier Willison's going to continue to pump him out. I think, again, without Paul Corey Jensen, I think he's going to be a great finish. So people if they're thinking, as soon as Carrigan comes back, he's got no value, I don't subscribe to that. I think he'll move back into the front row, and I think he'll just be outstanding to finish the year.
Yeah.
To the Roosters, Marky Mark, I'm going to say it every week until he leaves for rugby. Damn, could you stay and keep doing the fun shit that you do? Simo, like, as a Roosters fan, mate, like, I know you've probably already made your bed. You do not want that leaving the NRL or your team. He's amazing.
No, it's one of those ones. It's happened to the Roosters a lot, though. I mean, Joey Manu, prime example, obviously Suwali, Ryan Cross from back in the day. You know, we've lost a few.
Yes, boy. Very good.
It has happened.
Willie Carr as well, mate. Jokes.
Well, Willie. Oh, yeah, look, it's sad. Of course it's sad. I mean, we say this every time a good player leaves the game to go to rugby. Obviously, the latest, like, Izzy Folau's just tried to come back.
I saw this.
I mean, a lot of them have tried to come back, and not many have come back a better player. I mean, Tamana Tahu, I think, made a pretty good return, I must say. Like, he
very good example.
Came back for
Brad Thorne, the great Brad Thorne, mate.
Yeah, Brad Thorne's a good one, but
it
sucks when you lose these guys in their prime. Sonny Bill. Yeah, very good shout, Toddy. Probably the most obvious one.
RTS didn't really crack it in rugby all that well. Came back.
Didn't crack it in rugby. I mean, playing for the All Blacks, mate. You don't play for the All Blacks if you know his snout. But he did things with rugby union.
Qualified though. I don't think people said he was a resounding success. That's far from rugby expert, but that was the. Am I wrong? Was that not the narrative?
I feel like if you play for the All Blacks going across into union, like you just play for the best team of all time, like. Or the best rugby nation in the world.
I think, but anyway, he was a superstar in league. Is pretty much. He was an absolute gun, especially when he played at the. Oh my god, if we're gonna do it again, Simo, Roosters RTS, mate.
Oh,
Nectar of the gods.
Yeah, I think the thing is too, like a lot of these guys are just at the heights that they were when they've left. And Roger was, you know, he could have been anything, and like. It just stunted his growth, and we never saw that level of Roger. He was good. He was good when he first came back for the Wires, but he wasn't Roosters Roger. And it's just Marky. He's just such a freakish talent. It sucks to see him leave, and there's not much analysis here to have. It's just like it just sucks to see a guy like that go.
Razzle gets it. G'day, Razzle. G'day, lads. He says, did I miss this week's Tuala Glaze sesh? Yes, you did, mate. I went gentle this week. There was a bit of Kelma Tuolangi got to run, though. I think this is a really good bit of framing. The Walsh trade that I'm suggesting is a bit easier if you do have another option. Now, boys, Jerome Buller, the problem is just really hasn't hit the heights yet. But with Dewey back in the side, I could get around this. And
Jerome Buller. Bring it back. I love it.
You like it?
I love it. Yeah,
there's just no point. I'd say Dream the Dream or Jerome. So we're just going to go with that. Simo, this is a great spot, mate. Like, if you can have enough faith in Buller, Walsh for a CTW straight up, I'll give you one. If you are a believer, Tommy Jenkins on the run home, for example, who could literally win you a grand final with 100 plus. I'm just trying to grab an example there that could be something like you could make that play.
Yeah, you could. I kind of feel like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul a little bit. Like, I don't really. Sure, if you love Buller, you just leave yourself so open to disaster, though. I think Walsh and Buller's fine. Like, it's a perfectly good mix. I mean, there's a league I'm in where I have Kinney and Buller, and I think I've got it wrong almost every week of this year. And I'm not even sad about it because I kind of know that, like, the fact that I've got a serviceable player there, it kind of, this is just me personally, but I kind of get solace in the fact that I know I'm fine at fullback. If you make that trade, Walsh for Jenkins, like, you know, Buller's shoulder goes again or whatever. So, you know, Buller's been very inconsistent. As much as he's a good player, he has been inconsistent. So, I don't know. I feel like I'd want to cast a wider net and keep Walsh and Buller personally.
That's awesome. Remembering I'm dead last and just hoping not to get a tattoo, poor Will. I think if you really, the way catering this advice, Todzer, if you need wins, I think if you've got value at fullback there, and you probably need to do something, is my thoughts, to get just enough wins. So I think taking a punt you need a high variance CT, assuming your CT dub's not that strong, which I think Will's asking. Do something.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to Buller. And Simo's example is perfect if you're going on a finals run, mate. I agree with that.
Yeah, I didn't realise where Will's at. I mean, if he plays buys, Walsh is going to miss next week, and then he'll miss the week after.
Yeah.
Walsh has got almost no value to William Clark here. So
almost.
For his specific case, I 100%. If you can get Jenkins, for you, that's amazing trade. But
Yep.
In a vacuum, what I was going with, I still don't. Yeah, for most people out there, I wouldn't.
If I didn't need to win in 18, I'll give you a good example of a punt that I would take, Cozza. If I was the Kinney and Walsh owner, which I think is the way the season has gone, is not completely unreasonable to think would have happened, I would potentially trade the Walsh in that example to get value somewhere else. One of those, if you got a decent second fullback, I would with Buller too, mate. Which side of that are you on?
I love Buller. He's my fullback, but I think in that side, I'd just prefer to keep the Walsh.
Okay.
But I don't mind the Jenkins shout. For Will there, good shout. Go and get something. Try not to get tattooed. But yeah, I think I'm a bit with Simo there.
Yeah, okay. It's a pretty out there take. I hear it. It's a safer is just to hold Walsh and hope he turns it on. Yeah. Hugo Savala. Respect on the name here, Todd. I think he is a bona fide waiver claim. Yes, you have to worry about the round 18 bye, but given how poor 5'8" is in particular and the extra coverage at halfback, Simo, Todd, it's first up, sure, I should ask you. You're a Savala fan, mate. I think that's a pretty
big fanboy. Yeah, I like it. He might have been dropped last week too, so
I think
if he's out there in leagues, I just think he can cover two positions too, which is really good.
Yeah, he'd be great to have. The buy notwithstanding, but Simo, can I just make sure, mate, there's no way when Daniel Tupou probably comes back in 19, I'm going to say probably, somewhere there or thereabouts, there's no world Billy Smith comes back in and takes the center spot. That does worry me just this much. Yeah,
and so there should be. I mean, it was his spot at the start of the year. So you have to factor that in. Obviously, Billy Smith's back playing now, so there's 100% a world where Trent Robinson says, "Look, Hugo, you're the future of this club. You've signed the extension," which Savala was happy to do at the start of the year. So we know that he's fine to do that for the betterment of the team.
And trained at centre accordingly. That came out.
My gut says Savala keeps the spot, but it'd be very, very, very remiss of us to not acknowledge that Billy Smith could easily get that nod.
Yep. All right. Quick mention as well, and listeners will be aware of this one. I do not understand the Reece Robson hype. His performance for the Roosters on the weekend was one good example of that, looking like maybe he shouldn't have backed up from Origin. I don't know who he was passing to half the time, but he found the ground a lot. Don't get it. I think he's clearly probably the third or fourth best hooker in New South Wales, personally, but that's just me. Nat Butcher has to be discussed here as an option, gentlemen. With Gus, see you later, Gus. You've been a wonderful SuperCoach servant. It is looking pretty much like he might be cooked with that foot injury. With that in mind, Todd's and Nat Butcher, mate, tackle bot, when he plays on an edge, he scores pretty bloody well.
Yeah, if this is going to be a long-term spot, even if he doesn't play the full 80 and Butcher spells him or his brother spells him, you still want to see, we still want a bit of Nat Butcher. We've seen him put up scores when he has been given the minutes. So, yeah, if that's Angus done for a while, it's a good spot to be in for Nat Butcher.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's been confirmed yet, but it's not looking good. So, yeah, Nat Butcher, get on it. It's a waiver claim. Obviously won't play 18, though. All right, moving on. Dolphins versus the Waz. For us Hammer owners, Simo, I mentioned it on the potty last week, and part of the reason the listener league's been such a struggle. You mentioned about the Hammer, mate, preseason. Don't draft the Hammer because of the bye period. You gave me some love about my Moses comment, mate. You absolutely, listeners, hopefully you listened to Simo. You should not have drafted the Hammer and relied on Will Kennedy as your backup. That's a very poor choice. Don't do that.
Was that you in the listener league? Are you the hammer owner in the
I
listener
went
league?
that absolute combo thinking I might just get away from it. I get away with it, sorry. It has not worked. And, regrets.
Yeah. You're obviously in the midst of the Hammers missed games right now where he's literally playing bug rule. So, yeah, it is. It's a tough time for Hammer owners out there in leagues that play through the buys.
And rested Simba. That was the
rested,
final. Just got rested after all that horrible buy schedule. Was just brutal. Meso just quickly jumping in. I take your point, Simo, but there's also a world where Billy rides an e-scooter like a teenager without a helmet and stacks it.
It's very good.
Can do it. Can do it. Got form.
Yeah.
Okay, the Finns and the Wars. Todzer, this is huge, mate. 2 of your 3 teams. Shout out to the Dargans. It's pretty cool here to see essentially a full-strength Dolphins with the exception of Tommy Gilbert, who's got an unfortunate throat injury, which is not ideal.
Ooh,
yeah, short little one, but chopped in the throat. So other than that, mate, they're near full strength, and it's going to be the middles for you, mate, that aren't going to be as dominant. Jackson Ford, shout out to owners. That's a brutal blow. You nailed the pick. Absolutely annihilated the pick. It happens a lot, Tods, of these sort of draft day darlings. You get all excited, they go, and then bang, see you later. Don't aim for a final. That hurts.
Yeah, it sucks, mate, for Jackson Ford with the pick there. So you'll probably see Tanner Stowers-Smith get a little bit of an uptick. He's been pretty good this year, man. So probably deserved to get a bit of an uptick in minutes. And Mitchie Barnett back, which is really nice as well.
Both need to be mentioned here, Tods. That was my reasoning. Mitch Barnett is a bona fide minimum. It's been elevated this year. Look, at no worse is he outside the top 20 FRFs, but he's probably trending more to a 10 to 15. He was pretty fantastic on the weekend, I thought, for you boys. So if you can carry him through the bye or the origin round anyway next week, that's good. Tanner, you probably won't carry through the bye, but it'll be someone you can play this week and can run him again from 19 on. So I worry for your Wars now, Tods. I think the premiership window, in my opinion, it now with Jackson Ford going down, Fisher Harris also not fit at the moment. I think you guys are in a bit of strife.
No, I completely disagree.
It's all right. You've still got Tuapiki, boys. How good's he going?
Mate. He's beaten the first man now. It's come good.
How good is he?
He's looked bloody good, mate. That's one of the best sagas all year on this podcast, mate, is the in or out version of that call. And your winner, mate, he's been great.
What about the fact he's paid the bunker off too?
Not officially listeners.
There's an Adam Clyde in the bunker joke there, isn't there?
Adam Pompey, 100 plus this week. You can't believe it, can you? Quick thumbs up, thumbs down.
Pompey?
What?
Goal kicker.
As 100 guy.
He's a 100 guy, mate. He's been waiting for this moment. That's really it for the Wars for me. Laban holding onto his spot, but not really doing enough, so not really an option. And shout out to Wade Egan for, again, playing like the world's best hooker and then going down injured 3 separate occasions. It's just how fun to watch. In terms of the Finns, boys, so I'm going to call this Todzer. That new stadium, mate. Oh, yes, boy.
Oh, the one in Takaha in Christchurch, yeah.
Christchurch, right?
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Looks pretty nice, eh? Looks pretty nice, bro. There's like a nice stadium 4 hours down the road in Dunedin too. It's all nice and stuff, but they never use it.
Well,
anyways, that looks nice.
Second team in NZ would be kind of sick. Can you imagine that rivalry over there? That'd be so much fun.
That's so weird for me. And you know, they'll be based out of Christchurch, which makes me hate them even more. I'm not kidding you. Like, bro, you think I'm a Wars fan now, dog? Holy, I'll be the biggest Wars fan when they come in. Get out of here, Christchurch.
Yeah, that's funny. I got a decent amount of mates in Christchurch who are pretty excited about the idea, but I love it. Dunedin boys, they're not fans. Gentlemen, I think that's really it. Cody Nikorima is looking in form. Ride it until he gets injured, unfortunately. The injury will come. He will hurt you at some point, but enjoy it until he doesn't. All right. Moving on. Cowboys versus the Panthers. Boy, will Panthers be hungry here. One player who stands out like a sore thumb to me, Isaac Tungo. Don't start Isaac Tungo. I don't think he's particularly flash at this game of football, especially at this point. I don't care that he's playing for the Panthers. Don't start Isaac Tungo. Just that's my message. Someone asked me that in the messages this week, and it's a no from me.
Redford, would you carry him through a buy round and lose because of it?
Would I carry him through a buy round and lose? I might not. I don't know what you're talking about, but I wouldn't. Funnily enough, he played.
If you were last, yeah,
that was rough. That was rough on the weekend, yeah, especially if you're last. Liam Martin, he'll play Origin, gentlemen, almost certainly. I have to believe they'll bring him in. I don't agree with it, but they will.
Yeah. They will, 100%. It's the writing sort of on the wall for a Liam Martin aggressor style. There's just too much talk in the media for it. So
yep.
Yeah, it has to be.
Sneaky sell high if you don't need to win next week, gentlemen, and it might even, to be honest, you might get away with it until round 19. Paul Alamotti, you want him playing on that right wing, not in the centres, in my opinion. I'm not saying he won't still be good in the centres, but that real high-end scoring plus the goal kicking is why he's exploding. He's a great real-life player. I think I would at least just kick the tyres on a sell high, Todzer.
Yeah, I don't mind the shout, mate. He's been really freaking good. So, yeah, if you don't think he's going to have that kind of run in the centres, then flick him on. But
you always realise
he's such a good player.
He's a gun.
Paul Alamotti is only 22 years old.
Imagine being the Bulldogs and letting them go.
My good.
Like,
unreal.
What's not to like? Like, he's amazing. He's such a gun.
Yeah.
And I'd prefer him on a wing. He's got the body to play a centre and he can defend well, but he's exciting. His finishing, he does it amazingly well. So, and can goal kick.
Yeah.
How many more years has Bizzer got? 3? 2?
Without rep, maybe 3, 4.
Yeah.
It's a hard. I don't know how old Bizzer is. Not sure. Good point, though. But yeah, just an interesting one there. Yeah, Todd's an old scoop over here. We'll get on.
Here he is.
27, bro. 27.
He's still got a few years.
He's still got 5 left.
Sneaky run for PNG for a couple of years with big money, probably. Seems like a decent option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam Henry has been going great guns. He will be absolutely needed, especially for next week. Lindsay Smith, gentlemen, there is a question we've actually got on YouTube this week. So new part of the segment for us. We've got Stephen Quinn. Shout out to you, Stephen. Does Lindsay Smith keep up the scoring? Simo?
No. What? I was going to say, why would he? That's probably quite rude. Isaiah Yeo. Look, Isaiah Yeo's going to be back, right? Like, Lindsay Smith, he's 2 good games this year have been when Isaiah Yeo hasn't been there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really. Sure, he could be back in form now, which would be like, I'd love to say that and actually believe it, but I just don't believe it.
You don't drop him though unless you can, unless you're absolutely desperate, mate, because he'll play the Yo role in round 18, which will be massive.
Oh, he'll be a good start next week, 100% he will. Yeah.
I'd almost wait and see because he plays 18. If you can cover the tricky buy in 19, I like that you said, Simo, there's a chance he's found a bit of form and he might go back to more of a. He'll go to the middle and maybe he's more back to a 55-60 guy in the middle with that extra sort of confidence. Not sure. And Stephen Quinn, I didn't actually see this. He says Nafahu run continues. Well, it is when he'll start, so hang on to him, play him in 18 and enjoy another ton because that's all he does apparently. What a gun. The Cowboys, Tots, what a weird season of form for them. They're up and down like a yo-yo, mate.
Yep.
I like Labert in the centres, no. Chester. Sneaky buy low.
Mm-hmm.
Cows run is going to be pretty good from about round 20 home with the exception of that buy. They do have a buy in, I think it's 23. No, I feel like I'm cooking that. They're somewhere there at the back end.
No.
Is that Cowboys? Sorry,
25.
25. So it's tough. It's a semi-final, but around that, I really like the run of Tommy Chester, and I think you might be able to prey on he's a massive sell in Classic this week. He's like amongst top 1%. I think he's near 20% sell, which is humongous, which makes sense. But I think if you can ride out the tough match against the Panthers, you got a high floor guy who I think will score some tries. I am all about this. Also gives you extra coverage at fullback. So,
yeah, the fullback thing is probably why. Like I would say I actually think Tommy Chester, if he didn't have the fullback, for me would be a sell.
Yep.
It's just that fullback eligibility probably keeps him like as an okay guy to keep on your roster and get the good games against Manly and the Dolphins and the Broncos. And yeah, so whereas if it wasn't a good run, I think he would be a sell high or trying to sell high on what he's done so far this year, because I don't see the Cowboys being overly great.
Okay. Nane, really quickly, gentlemen, we've seen this narrative. He actually did play pretty well. I don't think you can carry him through the bye round. If you can in leagues, I think he's an okay platoon, 4th, 3rd option. Thumbs up, gentlemen. Pretty happy with that?
Yes, fair.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've actually we'll get a bit of a wriggle on here for the listeners. Saturday evening game. So the Seagulls versus the Storm. Tommy Turbo started off like a bull to the gate. Simo, 25, 30 minutes in, you're like, he's back. Got gas pretty quick. Completely understandable. He's lost his legs completely. That's okay. Poor boy, he's a nervous own, but surely is Laurie going to pick him for Origin?
Surely not. Surely not.
Oh.
If there's ever a coach that would, though, Laurie Daly would do it.
Yeah.
Laurie Daly would do it.
Yeah, just had to bring that one up. Good to see.
He could be on the bench, but he could be a benchy. I could see it.
Bench coverage of a lot of positions. That is actually reasonable, given he can play anywhere in the back line. I can live with that.
Yeah, would you prefer him on the bench if something happens, or would you prefer Bostock? Like,
you definitely prefer Turbo.
Yeah.
In that scenario.
There's a chance. Holy.
There is a chance. There is. Imagine as an owner, you've hung on this long, you want him for 18 pretty damn badly, and he gets a spot on the bench in Origin. I would. Oh my god, that's vomit. That's brutal. Quick mention here, boys. An injury to Brendan Wakeham of 6 to 8 weeks, I think I read. Huge moment here. Jake Simpkin, got to mention it. You got to have a crack at your hooker spots. Will play 18. I think he should absolutely be owned at minimum. Possibly a low-end waiver if you don't own one of those top 4 hookers. He's pretty good when he gets minutes.
Yep.
Yes.
Watch that full fly. Watch Joey Walsh play 25 minutes at hooker, and I was like, just don't start me. I'll do it. If anyone's going to do it and get 25 points from their hooker, it's this guy. I'll tell you. All right. Over to the Storm. Silfalongo. Oof, boy, that was good to watch. He's playing well. Willie Warbrick, Todzer, we had a rip at him. Had his game of his life.
Yeah, on you, Willie. On you. You couldn't do that when you were part of my team. Good job, son. No, yeah, nice.
Gentlemen, is Tamale dropped? Because he probably should have been, based on his effort under the high ball. He made Greggy Margie look good under the high ball with that performance. Simo, where Tamale Truth is, what the hell was he doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing.
It wasn't leaping for the ball. He wasn't trying to hype it.
I mean, it's some the really hard thing is that there's some skills in the NRL where, and we've seen it with Xavier Coates, we've seen it with Israel Folau in his prime. Like, if someone's just a better jumper than you are, there's not a lot you can do. And poor old Somali was just getting an absolute bath from Willie Warbs.
And the confidence went down on the standard defense as well. It all just fell apart for the poor guy.
Everything shit the bed. Yeah.
Bless him.
Bless
him. He'll be having nightmares, dog. He'll be having nightmares.
Credit Udo Truth as he's going to look good for the run home. He's been good. If you were needy this week in the halves, Todzer, there's a very good option here, I think, and I like the matchup. I'd be happy with Tyron Wishart as a pickup for either of your halves, if you've got relying either of the Sharks boys, I think he's the premier pickup this week.
Yeah, for sure, man. We've seen when Mushar gets a bit of game time, he's been unreal. Love to try. So, yeah, definitely a good start this week.
Good shout to the boys as well. Moses Leo looks like he's arrived in the NRL. He's really quick off the mark. He's good to watch. Won't be able to carry him through the bye most likely, but he's a decent run home option. Moving on to the Raiders and Dragons. Chance for Tamale to finally get his. There's been a few drop questions, and Simo Sisa Wangaline for Tamale will be asked this time around.
Yeah.
He needs to put something in this week, I'd like to think.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely on the line, isn't he? CTWs, like of his ilk, definitely are guys that tend to get dropped in the buy round. I know in our league, they're sort of once one gets dropped, the heaps of them start to fall of that sort of level. So I'm trying to think of names at the top of your head, but like I know you dropped Daniel Tupou. I know he was injured and stuff, but that sort of level, the Tupou, the Katoni Stags, that sort of
just a razzle. Anari Tuala. Yep, keep going.
Yeah, just chuck it in there. Bit of glazing. Yeah. He'll be if you're in a real pinch, especially because the Raiders don't play the grand final as well. It's just there's ways you can.
Yeah.
That's the big one. Here's one for you as well. I've been calling this for a while, and here's your opportunity. Listeners, if you are the Simi Sasangi owner and you are going to you're trying to win a grand final, my goodness, go get the farm this week. Do it now. Absolutely. Like even more strong than my Karaz sell high. This is I cannot think of a more perfect scenario. He comes back possibly slightly earlier than you're expecting. Doesn't play 18. Doesn't play 26. He is in the centers. Like Zach Hosking's value, by the way, gentlemen, has just gone very, very well for owners. And we debated this one back and forward. I was with you. I thought Sasongi would come back into the edge, but I think there's a chance he keeps Matty Nichols and Noah Martin out from the starting side as well. I don't think Noah, not guaranteed. Hosking's been playing great. And Ricky, good. So Simi Sasangi, any disagreement, gentlemen? It's probably my sell high of the year, to be honest. They play in the Dragons, doesn't play those 2 weeks. No guarantee that he just starts off and is like as good as he was either, personally. I think you could get, oh my God, can you imagine the haul you get for Simi Sasangi? It'd be huge.
Obviously it's like a lot of things. We always say it's price dependent, but I think all the premise that you said there, a lot of ticks in the sell box there for Simi. So assuming the price is very good, then I'd get behind it.
Yep. Joey Tarpany's relevance is over. It's the end of the origin period. Then death and taxes. He went a bit earlier than usual, but 10 missed tackles in the first half or something. 8 to 10 missed tackles, got hooked. A player of his quality, that is bonkers to me.
I think he was on 9 at half time, and I thought he must have got injured.
No. Just had a day off defensively for some reason. It was real weird. Yeah, wow. Strange one. Over to the improving Dragons. We're not going to wax lyrical about that back row any further, but my goodness. Back row, the front row, looking brilliant. Setu too, he's going to play around 18. He scored another 80. He's actually averaging fine this year. He's absolutely fine. Mr. CBB's come in hot here, gentlemen. Dewey and Sasangi or Hines, which side would you rather? So heavily Nico Hines. I will snap that in. That's an Insta accept for me.
Yes. Done. Hines, thank you. Sharks run home. Yeah.
Yep. Just 22 to 25. I think Sharks are good anywhere from honestly, it's 20 on we worked out, isn't it, Todd?
Yeah,
it's a good run. That's Simo. Any disagreement, mate?
Yeah, Hines for sure.
Snap. Yep. That's really good, Mr. CBB. Don't want to play that down. That's actually a really cool trade offer that someone could accept. It's not a terrible offer by any stretch. It's pretty juicy. All right, moving on down. There's really nothing for the Dragons, boys. Setu 2. Just have him ready for next week if he can carry. Onto a pretty exciting game round here, gentlemen. And the last of the round is my beloved Knights, who weren't at their best but still got the W against the Tigers. Unfortunately, I'm going to go to the Tigers first, Macassini has not come in, and they're persisting with the Jarrell Skelton experiment. So, very surprising considering Jarrell's defensive form this year, I would have thought.
Yep. It's lucky it doesn't hurt. It's only -1 in SuperCoach, mate.
Semo is getting.
Can we get on this train for like the 75th time in his career and ride it home? I want to.
Chuck him in there.
Yeah, boy.
Plays 18 just to tantalize us as always.
That's the problem. Skelton will play this week and then he'll get dropped next week.
Oh, it's a nightmare. This wing spot with Lily, Macassini, Skelton has been and Toa. It's been a nightmare this year. On that other guy,
Tavana.
Yeah,
that's
Tavana. Yeah,
absolutely.
it's been a bigger roulette of CT dubs as you'll see.
It's a shocker. None of them have owned the position. It's been brutal. Stafford Toa, though, we're believers, Tots. He finally stepped up, and now he's off to Manly.
Yeah, is he signed with Manly?
I believe he signed with Manly as the Garrick replacement.
2 years. Yep, 2 years.
Yeah. Isn't okay? They needed that sort of person in behind. Falolo's getting a spot somewhere. We know that. So,
yeah. Interesting. I thought he would have stayed at the Tigers here. Like, he's been getting some game time.
Mate, they believe in Jarrell Skelton on the wing and Macassini in the centres.
Patrick Herbert in the centres over Stafford Toa. I don't know.
Oof. Razzle. Oh, man. Good luck. Timo, Starling Truther. Paddy versus Starling rest of season. Ugh. Neither. It's neither, though, right? Can you really back Paddy with Starling just sitting on the bench there? That's so risky.
Well, the Raiders. This is a discussion about will the Raiders turn it around?
Yeah,
if they'll turn it around, if you think they're going to get a few wins, then it'll be Starling. But yeah, I honestly think it's Paddy's time now. When I say his time, like his time to get 55, 60 minutes.
Tell you what, though, I wouldn't mind getting Dylan Egan for him. That'd go all right.
If someone offers you that, you should probably take it.
Should probably take it. That's right. Adam Dewey is back. Todzo, this actually elevates the SuperCoach value of this entire team, and that does. I know we're having a bit of fun with Skelton and the like, but I think it. Even Tony Sukar, mate, if he's going to play those minutes, we've seen that go pretty well. Sione Fainu question's been thrown around. I'd rather start Sukar. Fainu is front row eligible. Scored a couple of tries. He's got talent.
Yeah, we've seen him playing that back row a little bit as well. I would prefer the Tony Suka side of it, but I don't want to run either of them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. See, the thing with Fainu, at least the front row eligibility, Sukar Tour.
Yeah, like FRF2, maybe. Yeah, I don't mind it if you think he's going to get 65s. But I think there's better options we've even mentioned tonight, maybe.
Yeah, deeper leagues, I can get around this one. I think that's a decent shout. Good to see Twile back in. So this is close to what Tigers once. Obviously KPP cooked, but when Samuela comes back in, this is what was working at the start of the year. So
yeah,
come on, Jerome, step up and hit some upside. Oh, sorry, I was actually talking about Bula, and it's hard to understand what the wise there.
See what you did there.
You saw what I did there. Really fell pretty flat. Wasn't sharp. Fletcher Sharp, gentlemen, back in the 6. We love to see it. Feeding off with Dylan Lucas. If McEwen was dropped, gentlemen, he's been pretty ho-hum. We've tried to believe all season, and I don't know. Faith is still there in talent longer term. This year, though, it's left side dominant for me, Tots. Platoon, 3-4.
Yeah, I'm a believer, so I'm hoping he turns it around, but hasn't shown me anything really apart from 1 or 2 big games. So, yeah, Platoon just because I believe in the talent.
Yeah, it's the play of 18 that makes it possible. If he didn't in those leagues, you wouldn't. So I could get around a claim here. I'm fine with it. And he probably was dropped in a decent number of leagues, I dare say, through his indiscretion. This is a great question from Meso. Simo, is Sandon a drop here? I have him because I'm trying not to play hooker in my hooker slot, but he kicked 5 goals and scored a try for only 54. AE versus Sandon is really the argument we're going here with. Unless you want to throw Simpkin in the mix.
Well, yeah, For this week, definitely not. Sandon's on the bench. Like, no way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
For, like, I assume this is Meso smart enough to frame it. I'm assuming it's more for next week.
18, yeah.
Yeah, I just keep it. I just keep Sandon. Like, he'll kick goals in 18. Is it the Knights have the Dragons in 18? I think they might. Oh no, that can't be right. They played the Dragons last week, didn't they?
I think isn't it Eels? Doesn't Tommy potentially play Eels in 18?
It's a good matchup. Let's have a squiz here. Round 18.
Play
Oh, it's Dolphins. Yeah, so not that good a matchup. But yeah, I know it's not a great stat line from Sandon, like 5 goals and a try for 54. But he's had weeks where he's had bigger scores without tries this year. So there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. At the end of the day, he's playing 5'8" in real life. I just stash him for next week if you can. But if you got to start him this week, then that's probably a different conversation. Then you probably look somewhere else.
Then it's Simpkin.
Yeah.
Yep. Good question, Mace. That's a tough little spot. It's tantalizing, that next week option for sure. There's really nothing there for the Knights apart from McEwen, I reckon. All right. That's the matches done, gentlemen. A lot to discuss, as there always is this time of year. Todza, any questions for us on the mighty Book of Face?
Yes, mate. Let me just quickly find my post. Bro, the old Facebook giving me highlights. I don't care about the highlights,
That highlights are not the most recent. Would you just...
All right. Anonymous asks, is Faulolo a chance for fullback and Turbo to centres? I mean, he's named it fullback with Turbo, but any chance of it happening?
He's in the 22 this week. There's the question over the injury. Josh Felaty is in there in the centres. I have to think he's a red-hot chance coming in for Felaty this week. But if not, he will obviously play. He'll play 18 for Kula at worst. So if I was do not drop Faulolo, would I free agent pick him up in the hope? Yes, I would. Simo, any adjustments to that?
Tony, was the question just will Turbo
the question
go to
is,
centre?
will Turbo go to centre or Faulolo a chance of fullback?
No. Turbo
to
fullback.
To that. I think that the more he is still injured slim, but he is on the extended, which is interesting. So it means at least he might be close.
Yeah. Faulolo's coming off a hamstring. He's not going to go back to fullback first week back of a hamstring when you got Tommy Turbo currently fit. Like, I'd be shocked. Faulolo comes in, he'll be playing centre.
Yeah.
If Turbo's picked for Origin, Faulolo will almost certainly play it in 18, is the answer to that question.
Anonymous also asked, Jeremiah Nanai or Martin? I'm assuming Liam Martin.
Nanai.
Yep.
Nanai high upside.
Yep.
Yeah. He also asks, Fotuaker a sneaky play after big minutes last week, or does Tino Randall back ruin it?
No, I'm not.
Is that a mirage in the distance?
I can't get around Mofot. Way you carry through 18 either.
No. And then Vance, a regular, he says, Ricky versus Wong, who's a higher waiver? Jordan Ricky or Siwa Wong?
Well, okay, it's Siwa is the answer for me, Simo, unless you really need the number in 18, in which case the tiebreaker, I'm fine with Ricky. You want Siwa, though.
Yeah, I want Wong. Wong by a distance for mine.
Yeah, 3 Wongs all around.
It's the 18. It's the 18 thing that just makes it like if you had, imagine that was a difference in getting a win next week.
Vance also asks, is it time to drop Holmes? He plays in a 3 CT dub 10-man league. Would he drop Val Holmes?
Yep.
Buy rounds, as long as you're covered in your buy rounds, it probably sounds like a decent enough option in that week. Yeah.
Val, yeah. Right.
Wow, outside the top 30. Holy moly.
Yeah, dude, that's...
Didn't we talk about Sandon scoring a try and getting 54. Did Val not score a try and score 40 on the weekend?
He did do that, yeah. And he'd been okay. He'd had a good little run before that, to be fair. I personally, I'll be firmer. I don't think he's outside the top 30, particularly next week. So I would try not to be honest, unless you had a really good option.
I'm not so sure.
That is all the questions from the Book of Face.
Thank you. Simo, just before we jump across, mate, Zed Dragons, welcome, good sir. Coming in late, sorry, gents, not sure if already covered. Should I move on from Pascoe? JMK still on the waiver wire. Don't have the space to hold both. Oof. Yep. Well, you're a firm yes.
JMK. Yeah. I know JMK's role. Like if Viral starts playing 35 minutes, like
so have you got Plath now rest of season, just to make sure I'm on the same page? Plath definitely plays Origin, so obviously 18 you want JMK. But I think it's a buy in 21. So around those 2 weeks where you're confident the rotation is JMK, how many minutes with Plath?
65 plus with Plath.
Yeah, okay. Playing for a really high upside. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Can you see, though, gentlemen, where I'm going with this? You're essentially trading between someone who's in the top 4 hookers the rest of season, most likely for another. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I'd be doing to burn a waiver claim personally.
Pasco's a rookie. Like, there's every chance that the coach does rest him. And if you're wrong, like it's JMK, you're not going to be super upset. He's still going to average 60 real bad.
If you're in a league where JMK is on waivers, though, I'd love to see what the other options would be, is kind of where my head was at. Like burning a claim to get JMK. I'd love some context on that. Another question here from Cal. A couple of sit starts for you. Talon versus the Knights or Braden Burns versus Penrith? It's tough to sit Braden Burns outside Drinkwater at the moment, but you go Talon, right, gentlemen?
Yep.
Choose two from Ho versus the Dogs or Lasardi versus Manly and Barnett.
Barnett 1. Lasardi 2.
I could not sit Arama Ho right now. No way. Not the way he is. He is hungry. I've got Ho in there for me, and I'll go more of the upside play potential. I'll go Lasardi and Ho for me.
I'll mention Lasardi's.
We've cooked them. If I had to middle ground it, I'd say Ho is the one I wouldn't drop right now. I'd go Ho and Barney if that was the adjusted one.
Yeah, I'd move to Ho over Lasardi. Yeah, sure.
Yep. It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to spike? It's just Ho's been spiking 2RF, and I don't mind the matchup as well. So, all right.
I actually think Barnett's just a walking 70. So, he's probably the first one to start.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Will says was offered Holmes for Walsh. No. Shit, no. No.
What?
No. No, high-end CTW, not someone who Simo said to drop who's outside.
yeah, we're talking top 5 CTW.
Top, go. If you can get a genuine, a 70-plus average guy who, dare I say it, gentlemen, here's one that's a bit controversial. There's an easy buy low to be had for the Sharks. Kale Iro could be had. Still averaging 70, one of those boring 70s ever. Sharks run home is elite. Plays 18. You could get that done. Could be a masterstroke. I would want to own Kale for the run home.
Oh, for the run home, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he averaging 70? I think he's been dog shit this year too.
Well, he scored a gazillion tries in 2 weeks, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had the gazillion tries in 2. Around that, he's just scored nothing, but the base power's still been pretty decent. With Nico back in the side, and I just think I honestly believe that will turn, and I think he'd be
that run is crazy. South St. George, Canberra, Gold Coast, Para in the final.
So would I, if with Walsh, ideally you could play Walsh this week, Will, and then try and trade for Iro in the bye round, and then have rest of season. I would love that trade for you. So anyway, that's me. Simo, do you have any from X tonight, sir?
No, pretty quiet over there on the X front, actually.
X boys.
I think all the boys have joined the chat, so not much happening.
Just show them a bit of skin, mate. That'll get them going.
Toddy's all over it.
That's not bad by you, Simo. Well played, sir.
All right, and last but not least, quick wrap up of the Listener League, please, Mr. Sexy Beyond himself.
Oh, yes, I was super ready for that.
It's Wow, how,
Oh.
mate? Oops, accidentally clicked.
While Toddy's doing that, I will speak to Munsters Inc. Our matchup was unbelievable on the weekend.
Yeah, okay.
Came down to the Roosters game. I had Nafahu White plus, was it plus 30 against Marky Mark, and
Oh, shit.
it toed and froed all game, and then I think Marky Mark's try with 1 minute to go, or minute 30 to go, sort of sealed it for him. So
Yeah, shit, well done.
that was, I think it was a battle of 1v2. So I think Munsters Inc. will be looking good.
Cal's just said as a bit of a wrap-up here, not many top waiver candidates this week. Just a quick recap of the sort of the ones that we thought were interesting. Sigwalt and Aiken, potentially for the Bunnies if you need them. Sam Roney and Kelly, so no high-end claims so far. Curran, if you're a believer, I understand the argument. If you're right and he averages, say, 70 over the next few weeks, albeit missing the bye, then good luck to you. Savala and Nat Butcher were definitely there as well as options this week. But I would say, gentlemen, really, it's not a week for premium pickups, is it? There was no just shattering change of season moment here for us.
Well, not unless all those returning injured guys are back.
That's right.
Have been on waivers. Like unless you've got,
Dewey.
Barnett could be on waivers. Actually, he was probably one that could have potentially been because obviously Ford wasn't injured when Warriors played last week, and now he is. So he could be a big one. But all those returning guys like your Sasungis, your Deweys. Obviously, like most listeners out there, that's not going to be the case, but that's sort of where we're at this week.
Yep. It's those little nibbly back end of your roster ones that you're trying to just finish and set yourself up for bye week and run home. If you can set up for the win, set up for the grand final. That's what you're doing from here. Todd Marr?
Yes, Bart?
How did we go at the Listener League, good sir?
Yes, good sir. As Simo said, his matchup was 8-6-1 to 8-4-4, so real close there.
What a ripper.
In 10th versus 7th, Silkwood Slugs put up 8-20 against 8-14, so gets a big win there. Baxter's boys, after I believe myself trading him to Myri Martin, he put up 8-59 versus the Razman. Unlucky the adult fiddlers get that up. Yeah. Lucky you're a big fan of mine, Razzle. Anyway, Sherry's Pies having a tough season. 5-6-5 got pumped by yourself, Redford, in a 7-22, mate. Nice little 107 from Tomoko for you.
Yeah, boy.
Wet Hair Nico, 8-29 against 7-60 Bearded Broncos. Big score there, 8-29 for Wet Hair Nikos, and I copped an absolute flogging.
Deservedly so.
SJ's Revenge gave me a punishment from he said, here's this, take this big piece, courtesy of the league. Cooper by 11 points. Thank you very much.
Raz has come in hot here. Did someone say collusion? Hey,
get it, Raz.
Raz, can I just say, and I think the listeners will enjoy this. So, long-time listener, big fan of the potty, Jared from SJ's Revenge fame, was quite vocal about the trade until he realised that he then wouldn't be playing against Tamari Martin, and he said, great trade, Todd. Well done.
Yes, note to self. Pay attention. That's the wrap up there, mate, of the Listener League. I think there's a bit of a changes in the ladder, so I'll just go through the ladder. We've got Munsters Inc. first, Claire first now, Simon and SJ's Revenge, both in second there, 20 points, so 10 wins. Bearded Broncos in the 4-hole. Myself in the 5th after that loss on the weekend. Adolf Fittler in 6th. Don't Go Chasing Coach falls 7th. Braden's Baxter's Boys in 8th. Redford deep in the bottom here.
Mate, we are trending. There's a few wins on the bounce here. Yeah. 1 win away from technically potentially sneaking into the bottom of the 6th. Look out, I say.
Yep, it says last 5 rounds 3-2. Hell of a record on Sunday. Silkwood Slugs in the 10th.
Mate, we're on here. I'm telling you, one more win. And thank you to everyone or the lower down the table who beat those middle run guys. Loving your work. Keep it going, please.
We're here, Nico, 11th, and Sherry's Pie, tough season. So, yeah, mate, it's all heating up, mate. It's getting pretty close there between not you at 9th, but 8th and the top of the ladder.
Tell you what, mate, If I sneak in ahead of you and make this final, you're in all sorts here. I'm going to be bloody give it to you. All right. Really good work, gentlemen. There was a lot of content tonight. Really appreciate the deep dive and the opinions. The Todd Mount, thank you very much, good sir.
Thanks, mate. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Have a great week, everyone.
Good stuff. Simo, wonderful expertise. And I know the listeners, you want to say thank you for the GoFundMe and the computer situation, mate?
Mate, don't mention it. Don't mention it. It's probably going to drop out any second. So
it's been good tonight. It's been real good, actually. Yeah.
No, we'll just keep riding it while it's hot.
I think the problem is too hot.
We don't want it to be hot, mate. That's quality. All right, Simo, thank you. Listeners, thanks heaps for those who've tuned in. Wonderful questions as always. Please give us a like and subscribe, and let the friends and family know about the quality content we're putting on, please. We want to keep growing the brand. Some pretty big plans coming into next year, but for now, just want a couple of quick shout-outs. Cal, thanks again, crew. Appreciate you as always, good sir. Thanks, boys. Good round all on your Meso. Good luck to you as well. And as always, listeners, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah.